I just got up. I just got up. Hey, buddies. I hope my friend over got questions.internetcult.org is sleeping in, but I hope he joins. To be honest, so I'm gonna watch for him. The we're here. The year is 2020, and we have this young Earth creationist cult. And hey, good. I lied about. I got up this morning and had to get into this. We're working on this the 200,000s of our Bible, the 27 books, is itself better described as a paperweight within everything written of the topic of the Apocrypha. The Bible itself is an apocryphal writing. And we knew that. We knew that it's always been an apocryphal writing because itself was never formalized into. It doesn't have three versions. It does not have uh, different ways. Anytime any individual pastor says, I'm going to make up my own bullshit from this individual word and go, I'm too stupid to read the word around it like you kids are to confirm that you're wrong, which is all you do. You're only always wrong. You're only always wrong. You personally are only always wrong. You getting up this morning, I'm going to use that one over and over again. I have yet to figure out why you get up. Yeah, and go to work at godquestions.internetcult.org because it's not a ministry. It is a waste of your time. It is you are repetitively cycled in to being mentally ill. You personally, buddy. You are sucked in. You are a cult member. You're mentally ill because of that attribute. We all have to repent from having the cult now. That's 7.7 billion of us that have to repent from you getting up and you not being able to read words and you not being able to do. That's 7.7 billion of us need to help you for some reason, according to the Bible. And your cult ministerial website fabricated its own fictional Bible. It's similar with the gardener's Bible. Out here, we can't turn off 20 years, 21 years. I saw you in 99. We can't turn off. We can't turn off. We're never ever, when there's not a single correct page, it's really kind of interesting. There is not a single correct page because the Bible itself is not a valid document. You invalidated yourself by going to work, and the Bible is not valid. So we're really working on that with this 500 years thing. You are so mentally hurting. I need to know what's wrong with you, buddy. I actually need to know what's psychologically, sociologically, and pathologically wrong with you. I'm explaining to you, no questions. You are a participant and you personally are a pathological liar. You personally are a pathological cult member liar. You personally are a pathological liar. Everyone in your cult organization are pathological liars. There is not one person alive in the year 2020 that does not have some semblance of being pathological lying. All the pastors, there's not one pastor that is not a pathological liar. You are all mentally, morally incompetent. There's not one human being in the world today because you exist and breathe my dog's air that there's not one person in this world that is not mentally and immorally incompetent, dumber than you. But you are a pathological liar, so you aren't able to see that they are pathological liars. Kind of goes like that. You can't see that the your friends, oh, you're such a good little kissy good, you can't see that because my guy over there, I'm picking on about George Washington. Holy fuck. What does he do? Why did he actually has no legitimacy? He has no soul. None of you guys have that. You work for a cult. You have no capacity. Why do you say prayers? That's like turning on your little brain to fuck you up worse. I'm turning my brain off by watching a soap opera. I'm turning my brain off by listening to the news on NPR on my way to work. I'm turning my brain off by Baby Made is Stinky and thinking it was cute. Your brain is totally turned off, dude. It's not very happy. It's not happy at all what I'm trying to explain to you personally. You're a cult organization, and simply we're working with that for you personally. You don't have a brain. You're a straw man. There's not one person in your cult organization that actually has a brain. I wish I had a brain. Literally. You guys are literal fucked up straw people. Your cult organization that I'm willing to help you and waste my time with you guys is that you have no brain and you need me. You guys actually have no brain working at cult. You all are laden with the exact of an encephaly. You are laden with that unconsciousness. You are laden with that stupidity. You are laden with that's why your tongue hangs out on your dog. That's why you're always anxious. That's why your kid's baby made is stinky by an ugly looking wife who can't even stand up straight with no luxury, no authority. I'd never sleep with her, type thing. Wow, that's an ugly one. Where'd you poop out at? Yeah, well, fat dumb bastards like all your pastors. Come on, white pastors in Midwest. Yeah, fuck, you guys are the most moronics, to be honest. You guys are mentally ill in hell. Fat white bastard pastors like your guys' cult organizations, the normals. I don't know how many Asians you have there and stuff. Do some domestication with your dog and World Vision and figure out that they're a cult too. But they have some Asians. When I was walking through there and consulting there, I've done a lot of consulting there. Um, the when you retire from Boeing and they consult, you get a lot of places like that. I consulted at followed my ex-wife. I got helped her get into World Vision and shit. She came from where was that? What Telewaves T-Mobile. She was like God. I advanced her into there. I consulted her way, got her into management and stuff as offer from being just a stupid phone junkie at 11, $13 an hour, got her up to $27 an hour and stuff, in 5 years, because that's me. I do that because that's right. What do you do for your children? Do you teach your children how to have a $75,000 a year when they're 23? Are you smart enough? No, you're not. You're not. I don't even have context. I might leverage something, but I can't. No, you guys are too dumb. You don't have the right capacities. You're too immoral to have babies. Your cult organization is too immoral to have conscious awareness of the children you're having. For some reason, because that's all you do. Oh, we gotta have babies. Baby made us stinky. Well, your cult organization is pretty fucking stinky. 3500 BC can't accept homosexuality. Can't accept you're wrong. So what do we do with homosexuality? Well, they already made their decisions. We have some discussions. You and I are working with the Quran, going around tomorrow this week. Go over there to Quran, Google the Q. Q is bad. It's really your marker. Then over in the book of Galatians, where Saul tells you you're going to get another gospel, go and read it. I need to find my. Um, Saul fucks you over. I love Saul. He is my henchman. oh fuck, Saul is like, fuck you, dudes. Saul is like, Saul is not your friend. Saul is not your friend. Saul is not your friend. Saul is not your friend, guys. You don't want to, Saul is not your friend. Bill Wilson is more of your friend than Saul. Saul changed his name from Saul to Paul, so you'd have a mystical bright like fuck. So since we're working on that mystical bright light fuck of Saul, I love him. He's really good. I really like him. But he fucked us over because with that name changing thing. So the inertial pattern Saul fucking us over is where I'm taking on the Elizabeth. We aren't accepting your rubbish anymore. If you're too unconscious for your own children, your cult organization is actually the furthest out there. The Catholic Church is as bad, further out there also. And it is all on Jesus. He's not false and he's not real. Typical. That's a black magic thing. Not false, not real. Figure it out. Not real, not false. This is one of those things you're going to get a real false guy later saying I'm real, and because I'm real, I'm not false, and that one's false, and because I'm saying he's false, he's actually real, and I'm going to have to explain this like a domino. Or a what is that little clinky Rubik's cube? That one could do it. Put a Matthew chapter 1. Which should I go to next? yeah. The moral of the story is you didn't get one right, and you deflated your brain. You did not get one question right. You didn't ask anything correctly. And by the time the 27 books got to you, you were already royally fucked. And you bought it. So you're about the most gullible. Go read The Talking Snake. Yeah, we thought it was Satan. Well, who the fuck is Satan? I see him every day. He's my dog, There's no such thing as Satan. That stupid white fat bastard who's you're represented, you personally, that stupid white fat bastard who stole from me, that represents your brain capacity to me and my how much I respect your stupid cult. His stupid cult is breaking into my house, for example. You guys, what do? Ah! Earth's magically poofed. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Yeah, that's what you do. Someone before us had a name in the building. Your capacity to think is about 1280. And your logic, your scientific system of not avoiding all of the spookies of, oh no, a green witch made a herbal potion over there. You should, in the book of Jasher, you should read about how Zilla made herself barren by drinking a potion, But you didn't, because the two references in the Bible to the book of Jasher, and then of course you're stupid. I'm too stupid to know my Bible is not for real, and that your Bible not being for real, you're mentally incompetent in hell. Your Bible being not for real told you 2 times, go out and find the book of Jasher. if you wouldn't have pulled your head out of your ass and taken care of your daughter like I'm taking care of Elizabeth and my daughter, but you're not, you're too incompetent for that. You're a teacher of hell. You're actually too incompetent for that working at that cult. So how old is your kid? Send me a note. I perceive that you're in the range with me here. We're smart people. Yeah, no, we're not. Not if you get up in the morning and go to the cult. I'm smart because I don't work on that. I work on where no, 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 we were the same, dude. Yeah, we. I was baptized in this shit. I know you. Your cult is like my 10-year-old sermons. Oh, yeah, that one was wrong. Oh, yeah, Boris Yeltsin, cool. Right on. I remember when I saw that on TV. Who was that stupid? All of the 80s, that was just a stupid cult period in the United States. The 80s was a stupid cult period in the United States. Dude, your entire history is a stupid cult period. Where did you magically get across the pond at? You don't know. Where did you magically get $22 trillion of debt at? You don't know. Where did you magically come from not having $22 trillion in debt? You don't know. Andrew Jackson, you're too incompetent about world history because you think God magically poofed 5,000 years before Andrew Jackson. You're actually too stupid to be permitted to have a calendar according to the Bible. The competency of your cult is so immoral. It's not even funny, dude. The competency of your cult is so immoral. You have gone so far out. So I need you to understand. I got on this morning and Spirit told me to, and I feel kind of bad for you. I want to go see my concubine. It's too early. And I still need to clean my dishes. Did some dishes. I need to clean my kitchen today. I need to mow my lawn. I've been lazy. I could have mowed my lawn yesterday. But I have this really cool electric lawnmower. I love it. Small, lightweight. Got it for $20. And of course, I had one of those super cool $700 self-propelled ones, that I bought when I had a house, and I didn't take it. Ended up getting my stupid ex-wife who walked out on me. Best thing that ever happened to me, because she's one of you guys, got rid of her. God's not going to permit some bitch to live with the guy who takes down a cult. For my daughter, for Elizabeth Terrell, I'm taking down your cult for those two people because you did not get one word right out of the Bible. Your cult organization fabricated a Bible, a magic poofing Bible. And your cult organization, being such a great magic poofville, you got ape, and you got aped. Aped. Let me go start my coffee. I like the grade 8 part. It finally came in year 13. Off with the blinder. Let me start some coffee. Get with your daughter or your church congregations who have children who are in the age of teenagers. When did you guys become fertile? The girls aren't going to tell you. No, they're not. You're too immoral and incompetent. We want to put you to mate. No, we want to put a hijab on you, and we want to keep you protected from men like you. We want to protect my daughter from you. You are such a bad cult. We want to protect my daughter from you because you are such a bad cult, and we're doing it for Elizabeth Terrell. And it's pretty simple, or it's not 6,000 years any longer. And you kind of need that because if NASA doesn't know that you're just stupid and immorally incompetent, they're going to go to church. Let me. Okay, and thanks for joining me, by the way, because I'm outlining my closure plan, as I kind of prepare to drive up to see my concubine in a little bit, and then take the day off. But I wanted to start today correct. This is not work. This is not work. Look at my mark on my forehead. You like that one? This is the one I got when I wrecked my saw. Yeah, I already had a few. My fingernails are dirty. And then, of course, what Boris Yeltsin? He has that beautiful. You should read his magic proof writings, and he didn't have religion. A religion, you broke a religion. Oh, we're religion. We got magically proof. We're magic proofville. Your cult is Magic Poofville. Your cult is Disneyland. Get it into your schools, project it up in front of your we have to use your cult as a symbol. Oh wow, look at how badly you fucked up with baby made a stinky. Baby made a stinky. That's a cult. That would be the cult. Oh, how sweet. However, you don't get to vote on what the words of the Bible say when I'm done with them, and then we puff on them and you go away. That's kind of how it works. I'm Ben David. We're done with you. I'm taking authority because of Elizabeth Terrell. I'm taking authority because of Australia. I'm taking authority because of Kennewick Man. I'm taking authority because of all of the Neolithics. I'm taking authority because you are $250 trillion. I'm taking authority because you personally are 22 trillion. You personally owe me that. You personally shall not work until that fucking shit's paid off. You personally shall not breed until that is paid off. You personally shall not breed. You do not get to breed. Your church organizations do not get to mate. None of you get to breed until you all fucking handwrite your Bible. No more breeding. You got it? No more breeding. You're a cult until you turn off your newspaper article. No more breeding. You're in hell. No more breeding. You have doctors smarter. Oh, they're not 6,000 years of old, and they're providing surgeries to you fucktards who think God magically poofed. You don't deserve an amputation. You actually don't deserve that. Somebody going to school for 8-10 years and then becoming able to do that to you, and you telling them, oh, God magically poofed you. They should have left you dead at an accident scene. That I should have on my forehead, I am too stupid to think that you're real, so would you please, if you find me, make sure I die. You should have that. Actually, you're so immorally incompetent. That would help you. So Ben David's catechism, because you guys are so too immorally incompetent at questions.internetcult.org to understand that you invalidated Dr. Martin Luther King, and you invalidated your birth certificate, and you invalidated Nessa, you're too stupid and morally incompetent. I have to help you out. Yeah, law, we're doing your shutdown. You guys, so today's Shabbat, I think. Tomorrow's not. I think. You're. Dudes. No Bible. There's nothing in it but a story not to become you. A single story did not become you. A single story did not become you. So as you prepare your sermon to Matthew chapter 5, verse 3, this one told me not to become me, so I probably shouldn't go to work tomorrow. I shouldn't preach. What did that say? Oh, we had some magic fulfilled. That went over to this other name, and then we created this false doctrine about how we magically poofed and how everyone's going to harass me and how we have to be stupid our entire life. Yeah, fuck. The church system's never had a legitimate sermon ever. 1200 AD is about the last time you had any legitimacy in your church systems. When you started building buildings, about 1200 AD. Your competency in my mind is about 1200 AD, understanding Earth history, and so you got a Wiccan daughter. Yeah, what do you do when you? The one that bothers me today are all the kids who do all the big plugs, and that's not it's not moral. It's not the reason why it bothers me is you think your skin never when you're 70 years old, big wrinkled, you're already a fat baby made us stinky, and so let's make it look worse. You're a teacher of hell, so your kids do this shit to drive you crazy, which is kind of cute. The little you put them, they go to mosh pits, they go to raves, and then you're scared of them having MDMA, and MDMA they probably shouldn't fuck with that, probably. Your kids are a bunch of horny little can't stop mating together and pooping out poopy babies and being stupids, because that's all you are. Your kids have you as your example. Oh, we have to prove a false messiah told us to have babies. Yeah, we have to prove a false messiah told us to have a building. We have to prove Jesus likes you. Jesus loves you. This I know for the the Bible told me so. No, yeah, it told you, but it also told you not to take God out of it. So you did, and Jesus doesn't love you. Kind of worked like that. So Jesus not loving you at all. You're a little downtrodden. You took God out of the Bible. Jesus told you not to. Try Matthew chapter 3 verse 4. Let's see what that one says about taking God out of the Bible. I don't care. The Saul changed his name to Paul. What does you only have 13 unluckies from the Apostle Paul? Every sacred. Oh, we only have 66. Every sacred. That's a sacred in and of itself. Like 66 in the year 1666 when took a fuck you. It's 66. Yeah, fucking right. That doesn't belong in the Bible. Yeah, because the numerical coding won't fit. It won't fit because we don't know the Bible. The Bible isn't for real. We're it's all about you're in hell because the Bible's not for real, dude. Who's Jesus? Jesus is me. Yeah. No. Jesus is not you. And Jesus doesn't like you. And Jesus doesn't love you. Jesus never really appreciated you. 2,000 years ago, Jesus was getting the people to stop pooping in the flower boxes and the things, the community gardening around the temple. But you don't have that. You don't know. But you feel pretty damn special when somebody brings a harvest meal. 6,000 year magic poofers. Where did you get the tractor from? You got every word in the Bible wrong. Incorrect. We have to make the whole fucking thing new. And because of 500 years between 3500 BC and 4004 BC, you got every word in the Bible in 2020 wrong. So why is your cult organization so incompetent about world history? That is actually something I've always wondered, because I'd sit there in church. No, that meant something bad happened, and that you guys lost, and it always worked out that way. Yeah, you guys lost. Oh, our doctrines and covenants and our bullshit say that we were believe it, but yeah, we don't. We fictionalized. We fictionalized our reason for getting up this morning, you and I both. So I'm trying to take this down to this spider web. Dude, I'm 100% serious. 13 years, all I can do for you is take you down to a spider web and explain to you that you did not know God at all in your entire life. Your cult organization ministry took God out. And I'm actually kind of surprised you guys um, uh, ever have any prayers answered. But you don't, because yeah, and you do, because it's God's nefarious. He doesn't like you. He'll just let you to spin and spin and spin and spin and spin until you stop. So I don't really care now. I've come to recognize from about 1200 AD, you should not have been born. You personally should not have been born after 1200 AD. Because everything went wrong between 600 AD and 1200 AD, and then you continued perpetuating that 400 year. Hey, we got a computer, an X286 that magically poofed up to the X386, the X486, magically poofed up to the Pentium, magically poofed up to the how quickly? 20 years. You invalidated DOS 3.1 by breathing my dog's air. I had never thought of that one when I first learned to program. Pastor, you invalidated my computer. I can't have you around. I can type now. Would have worked back then. But rather, I went on a missions trip and distributed the Bible in the former USSR and found that with 4 whole Gospels, all you really have is spots for about 220 rolls of film and 4 Gospels to look. Hey, look at what the former USSR used to look like before you forgot the Earth was not flat. Before you forgot that before you were mentally ill and unconscious, and that the people were also not very good. Your cult organization is your teacher of hell. Your cult organization is NASA's teacher of hell. Your cult organization is. Your cult organization is. And because of this, the Quran is. The Quran was, and the Quran shall be. Your part of your retirement. This is where we're castrating the Pope himself and knocking him on his head and saying, sit your ass down and write your retirement, because we need every 7.7 billion of you guys observing you personally. And so I'm picking you out. We're going to puff on the Pope together. Take out the Bible of your church, of your cult organization. Have your cult organization sit down, write their retirements the way I outline it for them. And then when we're done in 2 months, we're going to puff on the Pope. So in 2 months, we're going to puff on the Pope. And it's, I'm done. But we have to accomplish something in the meantime. Like no newspaper article. No, I'm setting you up to let you know that your organization is just dust, and it's just we took God out of the Bible. invalidated the Bible. Oh, yeah, that would explain why everyone's broken. Baby made it stinky. Fat bastards steal. You're in hell. No fire? Yeah, you got up this morning. How do you feel? Today's Shabbat. I'm instructing you. You are going to go to a cult tomorrow if you go to church. If you are one of those pastor performers, if you're that guy who I'm picking out, who I'm asking, he's the guy I want to pull out of this cult first and send him off with his daughter and go circle pictures he didn't learn in school. Hey, daughter, would you teach me what I didn't know when I was your age, which is everything? Bad, everything. Amount of beer. Do I have any beer? No. I drank it last night. I only bought a 12-pack. I don't drink that much because of it, but it was the end of the week, and I wanted one for breakfast yesterday. And I didn't go to the store last night. I came back and didn't buy vodka. I wanted to kind of get a hangover today, to be honest. I did. It's been years since I've had a hangover. I should get one if I'm going to tell these guys they're in hell. How often have you been hungover? Whoa. Yeah, try drinking a full fifth of vodka let's give you guys gin. Yeah, I like gin too much. You don't get gin. You guys are. The irony with your cult organization being wine, you're actually fermented stale wine. Jesus made some magic wine poop out of a wine skin. New wine, old wine. You got a bad parable. You took old wine, put it in or you took new wine, which was you got born, and put it into the old wine, which is your mommy and daddy had you and then told you that God liked you. And they probably shouldn't have. You should not have been born after the year 70 AD. You had a 69 or 70 and no temple. You shouldn't have been born. But you were accidentally born. Accidentally, honestly. I was accidentally born. We were both accidentally born. It's okay. You were accidentally born. Mommy and daddy made a bad. God dropped some sperm on the ground. Is what happened. And this is why all I can do is explain to you how to make a hijab, and why I am putting this at this very intimate, very personal level. This is you and I one on one. I'm giving you intimate details of the patterns of blood. I'm giving you intimate details of me concubining. I'm giving you intimate details that Paul or Solomon is closer to concubining like me and never had 700 wives. He would never have done that, or he would not have been wise. Why would Paul? So I'm not. I don't. Why would Solomon have 900 wives or 700 wives and 300 concubines? That was always a good legend. Yeah, it never fit anything, of course, because nothing ever fits with the magic water walker. Nothing ever fit. You can't make the stories work in your false messiahship and your cult organization not recognizing that Jesus was false and Jesus was real. Not recognizing both. Jesus was Ben Yosef, which is what it told you. Jesus told you, I am not Ben David. You were scrambled like Swiss cheese, which with a little bit of Velveeta on it, and then you made it to work somehow. Somehow. Doves in Auschwitz. You guys stared at the golden calf. Doves in Auschwitz. You don't know how to read your books. Doves in Auschwitz. Go shove your head in the gas chamber and sit there for an hour and just look up and imagine just What would God want you to do about that particular artifact? You did not study. When they made the golden calf, you made your website. When they stared at the golden calf, your website was like, God's up there. And Moses broke the tablets. Okay, we're going to get a cult in the year 2020, is how that story went for your church. Up, magic poof. Stared at a golden calf. You got fucked. Magic, magic, magic poofville. After that point, 22 trillion, 250 trillion. You guys need some significant help. You need some significant help. So you and I are going to take on this significant helping. I need you to understand the Hasidism a lot better to even understand where I'm coming from, because you have this Hasidic understanding. However, what you have also, let me describe. Let's call me Merlin or something. I don't like. Let's. Well, I was giving you Kabbalistic guy, a master who I've been giving you a little bit of my history. When so everything, every page you poofed out would have been when I entered into a cult organization, sniffed it out. You poofed out a page, and then I came out of the cult organization saying, "Oh yeah, that was interesting. There was something wrong with there." So when I conducted the ritual of sacred magic of Abermole and the Mage when I was 20, like you guys, and I've been conducting it now that I'm 42 and I understand it. Yep. I left it the first time I came back and I validated it. And I found that the validation was, oh, you got mentally castrated through that shit. So you don't understand black magic, and it's not black. You're black. You, red, white, black, blue. You are the blood source. Your cult organization, 69 or 70 AD. You stared at the golden cow. You're $22 trillion in debt. You. Yeah, let's work on this 22 trillion. So how would we arrest the 22 trillion in a systematic plan into what happened? Answering that question, how did your government become so incompetent about your immoral existence in the world? How did your cult become so immorally incompetent about your children? Baby made a stinky. Made him. Leviticus 12, Leviticus 15. Don't. Great grandma Eve was 130 years when she gave birth to my great grandpa, yeah, Seth. And Seth showed up and said "fuck you," and he did a lot of writing. So I need some Sethian stuff. You guys are done. With that one again. You guys are done. We have to go through each and every page and explain to NASA how NASA. Sorry, you got a quasar. Here's your actual quasar. Yeah. So quasar. What's a quasar? Quasar is a Christian who can't repent. Yeah, is actually what a quasar kind of appeared like. A magic poofville. A magic poofville. Magic poofville. Quasar, magic poofville. So everything in the world is magic. Everything in the world is magic. Magic poof. Magic poof. You got a car, magic. Said a prayer. Oh, Jesus blessed us. And I mean, no, you worked. The God, if you aren't 100% obedient, if you aren't 100% obedient to the little voice that drives you batshit crazy that some people say, don't, yeah, you hear it. What? Think about it, that little voice in your head. Yeah, I haven't brushed my hair. I actually think I haven't actually washed my hair in a couple of days. In a week. I have gone a full week without washing my hair, and I kind of like that full week. It gave me this. I bet it's just kind of natty because I did. But I'm gonna have to see the. So what's his name? Why did who had the long hairs? Samson. Samson. That was an interesting, ter- tall tale. How about that tall tale? You're. I have one tall tale, and I think it meant something for Jesus, and it doesn't. You're. Every verse in the Bible had something to do. Don't fuck with the Bible. Don't fuck with the Bible. Broken over here. Don't fuck with it. Don't we were fucked with it over there, and they had 81 books, and you fucked with it worse and got it down to 66. Took the book of Enoch out, and I'm not even going to waste my time on your guys' cult website, because Enoch is on Enoch. You invalidated your brains, so I'm going to validate Enoch is in the Bible 2 times, and he's over on the Enochian tradition. Still have it. Cool. That's a tradition. Well, we still have James Escher tradition. well, which is worse? They're both equally wrong. Okay, we're equal. You're in hell by refusing to repent. Let me go grab my. So we're the next 2 months. You and I are going to be walking through the You're in Hell one, and I kind of want to see how this one turns out, because I've been working on it about 13 years, and I'm a little surprised. It is actually You Are in Hell, and it explains it pretty clearly. Yeah, it's the one you were expecting, the wisdom of the how to get turned off. What did you do last week? A year of having some guys sending you, hey, you guys need to turn off because you're not too smart, because you're broken. We could use you to help the world, but you're such a waste of your time that you're not even helping the world. And then you got Corona. Then you got Corona. Are you guys working? Yeah. Then you got Corona. You probably working. You're too dumb not to. The I'm being chastised. Oh no, I'm gonna have to read my words. That's not what they meant. Fat bastard has to steal. That's not what they meant. Yeah. Oh, I've never seen Satan. I go up there and he opens. Oh yeah, he exists. So he goes right over to the Book of Job. Yeah. Yeah. And so he steals you. I'm too stupid to be not immorally ignorant. You're a teacher of hell. You personally. You're a cult organization. You have them all over the place, and you're all immorally incompetent. You all need to retire. There's not a single teacher in the world that has enough moral competency to arrest at 22 trillion. There's not a teacher in the world who can arrest at, oh, we were thinking long enough about our ancestral origin being false because their ancestral origin is false. And so you having two falses, yeah, but they both balance out. 2 wrongs make a single right? No, 2 wrongs makes 22 trillion. 2 wrong makes you're too immorally incompetent. You need help. 2 wrongs. What are you going to do with your life? I've been working on that one. Why did you get born? I need you to go back. Why was I magical? Why did daddy get his dick wet is really what you should be asking yourself. And a lot of your kids do. Why did daddy ever have me? Why did daddy get his dick wet is really all you can think about. And why did daddy get his dick wet? That was kind of dumb. Why did daddy get his dick wet? He probably shouldn't have. Why did daddy get his dick wet, dude? Is where we're at. Why the ex nihilo ex nothingness, the existential crisis that you've had your entire life, or because daddy got his dick wet? And why did that happen? Oh, they sent me to church. Doubled up. Oh, daddy got his dick wet and sent me to church. He put me into a cult. Oops. That was bad. Now daddy getting his dick wet. You have hopefully your daddy's still around. My daddy is. He's 73. And I was adopted, so daddy didn't get his dick wet for me. My sperm donor daddy isn't David. He's methamphetamine dude who provided three of us. I've done meth. Meth is an awful one. Don't do it. So Robbie, sperm donor daddy in 84. I was adopted in 76. Sperm donor daddy. I'm giving you very detailed family details. This is why we're like this. The sperm donor daddy, 84, off himself, sort of. Methamphetamine related psychoses. From that statement, there's no validation of whatever happened, and it was methamphetamine related psychosis. Then that was 84. Then of course Chernobyl, and after Mount St. Helens. Yeah, so he would have been alive during Mount St. Helens. I was in Sunday school that day, going to a Christian school. Grandpa, we're the Christian school I was raised in, having you invalidating Martin Luther in the year 2020. Your cult organization invalidated Martin Luther. Everyone in the world invalidated themselves at grade 8. I have the lowest easy. It's just taken 13 unlucky years for you. I have the lowest easy to explain. The Quran. The lowest easy to explain. The Quran. Tower 1. That would be your Sunday church. The lowest easy church. The lowest easy to explain. Quran number 2 as a lesson for the righteous. That would be today. This is Saturday. Though they didn't know their legends. Israel. So I have the Four Stupids, which would be for your orange Four Stupids website. Oh, you want to know we're in a cult and didn't get a single verse in the Bible correct. It's not. You fabricated a 6,000-year Earth legend website is all you did without a Bible. So I don't know what you're teaching from, because you say the John 1:18 loves you. No, he doesn't. The Matthew chapter 7 verse 3. Try that one. How does God like you now? I don't know what it said, but it doesn't. Some 7 would have been the end of the magic poofing sermon that wasn't a sermon. The magic poofing sermon on a mount that you could never read through. So you got the Beatitudes. Hey, blessed are the peacemakers. We're $22 trillion in debt. And the Bible doesn't give a shit if we have world. God doesn't care. So we're not doing anything but having babies. I sterilized myself. Happened twice. First time was more on accident. I had a hernia, and I think the doctor was helping me out. I was and he said with the and you might have this problem. So I'm pretty sure he was making sure that I won't produce anymore, to be honest. And so, but I'm never confirming that. I went ahead and jizz in a cup to confirm I didn't need to, and I just didn't have any more babies, and which is pretty lucky in that era. Not thinking, not getting your dick wet, not planning your family. I was just having fun riding the .com era, and in that era with and then afterwards, and I forget where I was going with that. So this concubinical relationship with King Solomon and you defaming him, and George Washington and you defaming your own brain, you are so disrespectful to your grandpa. Grandpa, we magically poofed. We were your magic poofville. Got questions on internetcult.org. Magic poofville. Your guys' cult organization, I love it, but you need a lot of fucking help. Magic Poofville is all I can call. I just can't figure out why you got up in the morning. You got up to go to work at Magic Poofville. So how do you validate that a pastor doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about? Well, they preach. I wanted to give you something. Let's see what this does from today. Goetia. Let's fuck with the Goetia. The Lesser Key of Solomon. You won't get it. It's not yours. It's mine. No more buying or selling of books. Known as Clavicle Solemnus, he did not have 700 wives. Is an anonymous grimoire in demonology. It is compiled in the mid-17th century from a couple of centuries older. So you won't get anything because the year is 2020 and you are the cult and it is not. But what does the Goetia mean? That's an irrelevant question. It means you have it. Goetia is a practice that involves invoking, calling angels and demons. The word came from 17th century grimoire. You took God out of the Bible. No, the 17th century. You took God out of the Bible. You shouldn't have been born is this book. It described the calling of 72. You shouldn't have been born. The word comes from Greek. You shouldn't have been born. Esoteric archives. I've had this in print. You guys is you need this pictorial the art of it. So of course they're fucking the English will not make any sense to you because it's you don't make sense to yourself. So the 72 demons are legitimate. Abraham's legitimate, and this page is problematic. It tells you that you got some bad names, unverified people, just like you. It invalidated the FAA. So your numerological significance is that you're 1200 AD logic brilliance. So the spirit does not appear in any earlier manuscripts of the offices of the spirits. Of course, how this get written down? How did the 17th century remnant get written down? That's so you have 500 years of where you magically poofed out of Scienceville from about after the James Escher chronological was deduced. You did not get a single thing correct after that point in Earth history. The James Escher chronology, buddy, is you subtracted the Bible. You didn't have it. A considerable and large, so is now available, so you couldn't understand it. So if you're over here on Esoteric Archives, the 72-fold internal invoked, constrained by King Saul. So the words, you're constrained. 72, you have a number. This King Solomon thing, you're not a diviner. So because you're not a diviner, you are actually ruled by Eastern Baal. He maketh men go invisible. So your incompetency put you into the 66 legions of the inferior spirit. So your cult organization is actually governed by 72 inferior spirits that according to this, that approach in diverse shapes. So you don't, is that diverse diversities? What is that? Like a cat, CATT. Sometimes a toad. Sometimes like a man. Sometimes like all forms at once. He speaketh very hoarsely. You need all of the pictures. I wonder if they have the pictures. These are the sigils, which is a series of art pieces of guys during the 1700s who so back in the day when we mated using tarot in Hungary, showing you didn't need the Bible, you need knowledge of the demonic forces that governed the era and assigned your core. This is more of an assignment. You're a toad. You're not even for real. You being a toad, you're not for real. A considerable. So this will. So back 99. Yeah, I had it in 99. And now it's 2020. That's 21 years later. I'm sorry it took me so long to get you stopped. The 72 infernal spirits invoked constrained. So you've been constrained. The east, out of the east, Baal, he maketh men go invisible. So everyone forgot about you. You are ruled by 66 legions of inferior spirits. That's why you have those homosexual male lists. He appeareth in diverse shapes. That's why you have homosexual male lists. And baby made a stinky, sometimes like a cat with two T's. That's a hard one to explain. I'll explain later when we get around to it. So we got to go through all of these to explain that you're currently invoking them by getting up in the morning on Monday. Monday, Marvis is a president that appeared in the first form of a great lion, and afterwards putteth on the human shape of. This is a bunch of shit you won't get. Hidden secret. You're a cult, given you don't have that wisdom. You are magically poofed into a magic 36 legions of spirit, so your brain went incompetent. This seal is this. And so you got spooked. That looks more like the dash of your car. You shouldn't go to work. The sixth spirit, that was a fifth. Let's get down to the seventh spirit. What do you do? What do you do tomorrow? Is a power and most strong. He first appeareth as a wolf with a serpent's tail, and of course the wolf with the serpent's tail, Taile, vomiting out of his mouth, flames fire. So we have all of this bad data because you're a cult and you don't validate anything. You're just like a raven or a raven's head. You personally, you got up this morning. Okay, so let's go down a little bit. I want to give you Zephyr, a great Duke. Let's make you this: appeareth in red, and apparel, armed like a soldier. So think about the fuck, the Catholic Church persecution. You don't know world history. You think God magically poofed? You're nothing but a magic poofer. Okay, you being a magic poofer, you that doesn't must be one before you. I just have to. You're naughty. He's an Earl. Let's get you to validate. Where do I want to take you? The 43rd spirit is a Salomon, commanded by a brazen vessel called Sebnach. He is a mighty great marquis. He's a great appearing in something you can't understand because it's something that you don't get because you refuse to repent. And so you were fucked. I can't do anything here but explain to you that you were just fucked with 5,500 BC. You're fucked. You won't understand a word of this because you got up and went to a cult. You will not actually understand a word of this because you got up and went to a cult. Okay, knights may be bound by YE dawning of YE date till sunrise from YE clock of sunset. So you have three three. So we have three of these King James Bible redactions, 75 to 66 books, plinking you, plugging you, the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs, plinking you, plugging you, you're mentally ill, the Great Fire of London, your brain went formless and dumb and empty in hell with the without a brain, encephalon, encephalon, encephalon. Your cult organization are laden Monday morning when you guys are walking around like this. Is how you doing? You're stumbling for your cup of coffee in your offices, trying to negotiate around the corner, and you keep worried about baby made a stinky this morning and it had shit running down its leg, as compared to properly fed and nourished baby who can have solid fecal material. But you're a cult. You only have babies that have runny shit because you put bottles in their mouths. You're in hell, dude. You are so far gone. You don't have a brain. You don't have a brain working at a cult. No brain, 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 no brain. You're in hell without a brain. No brain, no brain. Encephalate. You are encephalate. Got questions? Internetcult.org. Is encephaly? Go get help at, at watching airplanes fly into buildings in New York and one landing in Washington, D.C. in 2001. And you had that help. And that started in 99 when you first magically poofed up and you broke the internet. Before it ever even, you broke the internet in the 80s by not thinking it was possible, I guess. I don't know. Or, wow, this is going to happen. We're not calculating Earth history while you sat in your chairs and you had babies. What were you guys doing during the 80s? What was I doing during the 80s? Yeah, you were medically, morally, mentally compacted down into 21 years of a wasted life is what happened, buddy. So the 21 years of well, let's go with that from 1999 as you really meditate on today. And I talk about so let's look at sin. I am putting a sacred union of here. Consider what I'm explaining to you. I am going to go spend Shabbat with my concubine, and it is sacred. Am I going to go do whatever I want to do like you do? Baby made a stinky? No. I'm going to explain to you, Solomon did not have 900 wives, and you are about the most immorally incompetent people. And I'm going to put a hijab on her, and so you, being so immorally incompetent, never get to see her face. You will actually never get to see my concubine's face. You personally will never get to see her face. Shabbat Shalom, you will never see my concubine's face because you are actually too immorally impure to see her face. You will actually never see anything but her eyes because you are so immorally incompetent. And you need to make a hijab for your daughter because of your personal immoral incompetency and use that to monitor. Oh, daughter started bleeding 11, 13. Aunt 16, your aunt, your daughter. 16, your daughter, your aunt, your daughter. Dude who's over there preaching with homosexual male lisps guy I'm picking on. I'm not picking on. I'm trying to pick him out of his cult and help him out and use him to close his cult because we're not accepting James Usher. We are not accepting James Usher. You invalidated your eyeballs by keeping James Usher. The retention is what you did. You sinned by keeping James Usher and not correcting each and every verse, but rather creating a James Usher sin Bible, and we magically poofed as a world. So here we have a no Bible, and here we have a fake Bible, and here we have a cult Bible, and here we have the you just can't stop. So you can't stop. I'm helping you, and so you can't stop. I'm helping you, and so I need to outline the 1666 bullshit, which is the sacred union with the blood, and that's what we're going to be outlining starting tomorrow, and I'll let you know how today goes. It's not sexual. It's very intimate. It says, I prepare to keep you from ever seeing her, and type thing. As I prepare to hand stitch a hijab and tell you how to do it for your daughter, get you to actually become cultured and primed. Yeah, stop being a sinner. You are a piece of shit sinner. You personally, friend who joined, I have so little respect for you that you are just a piece of shit sinner. That what sin? You went to work. We're done. What sin? You went to work. You publish rubbish that took God out of the Bible. What sin? You don't have a brain. What sin? All answers came through. Why'd you get up this morning? What sin? Last night I had a hard time sleeping. I slept great. I popped out into bed and I woke right up. It was nice. I'm happy. So I'm gonna go take a shower and prepare to. You will never see her because you are so immorally incompetent to understand. Which is why you didn't see Solomon did not have 700 wives. That was like, oh, I get my dick wet and have baby made of stinkies and stupids I mate with. My braced up 30-year-old stupids who we can mate who are too incompetent to know their ancestral origin of Leviticus 12 and Leviticus 15. You're in sin because your women bleed. You are a sinner because your women bleed. You are in hell because your women bleed. You are in hell because you don't have a brain because your women bleed. You're in hell because your women bleed and baby made it stinky and you thought it was cute for mommy to think that they made it stinky as compared to that shit running down sleep is probably not that cute. Yeah. You're so immorally incompetent that your children are broken. You're mentally ill, dude. Working at a cult. So how are your kids? How are all of the baby made of stinky moron moms? I love you. No. You have no concept of love. John 14:15. If you love me, you will obey me. Love is the action of obedience. John 14:23. After I told you that, I'm going to send another one to fix that for you because you broke it with the 6,000 year hallucination. So read your Bibles a little bit closer. Nah. There's no things as Jesus. He is real. He just said fuck you, left you in hell, and told you to not fuck with his writing, and you did. And the year's 2020, and you became brainless, formless, and dumb. I work in I got questions internetcult.org. You're in hell. In the Bible itself is only about 5 pages, handwritten, 24 by 36. Legibly, like I can really look right here. Yeah. And then 200,000 pages of never touches it again. That's the Bible. 5 pages handwritten, then 200,000 pages and never touch it again, and close your church systems. That's what it is. So that's what we're going to be working on from. Buddy, I'm going to go. I don't know what I'm spirit controlled, so we'll see if I'm on later or not, tomorrow or not. I didn't think I'd be on today. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to go shower and go see my concubine and see what I want to do this afternoon. I need to mow my lawn. I might do that. This evening. I had some venison. I'm going to make a couple steaks. So that's what I'll do. I can do that. I can make some steaks and tell you guys to fuck off, and that'll be okay. We have to. I'm done looking at your silly. Oh, we can't stop because you're just as silly. I can't stop because I'm a cult. Is to put you into perspective. Your cult is 5 pages of Bible. Can't stop. Turn it off. Your cult is 5 pages, 24 by 36. It looked like the Yeshua's handwriting when he did it, and you couldn't stop because you're mentally ill, kind of weird. You turned off at 3,500. We don't have anything. We don't have anything aside from a fake Bible that your cult organization made. We don't have anything aside from what your cult organization made for us to take down the Pope with, and the entire church systems at 7.7 billion of you personally. So I'd like you to think about that. Your cult organization took God out of the Bible, and I'm explaining to you the only thing I can do with your cult organization is handwrite the Bible 5 pages, 24 by 36, turn you off in a newspaper article saying there's not 6,000 years of age. Sorry, Australia. Man, sorry, the NASA, you guys didn't know that 25% of you still have this. That's a mental illness. I can't read data. I can't trust my scientists to explain to me I'm mentally ill because I don't know what mental illness. I'm too incompetent. You are actually too incompetent to breathe air. Use that one. Brainless, empty, too incompetent. Cult members, Monday morning, have fun. Brainless, see what rubbish you produce. Brainless, empty. So 2 months from now, we're going to stop being brainless. We're going to stop being dumb, and we're going to have your little checklist of never going to teach again. And we're going to go through it line by line, verse by verse, over the next 2 months. It'll take that long while I handwrite the Bible for you and write your closure plan. So we're not except while we write the closure plan of James Escher, repeating, oh yeah, we had to write from the handwrite. Oh, we have a cult over here. Sorry. The world peace incapacity is that you still have the Bible. And because it's an incapacity, and no one knows it, and everyone knows it, and everyone knows it's broken, and everyone knows it's not broken. Everyone's fucked because you breathe my dog's air. So starting, I don't know, tomorrow, tonight, starting Monday though, is we're going to sit down for 8 hours a day and handwrite the entire Bible, and we're going to do that. You're going to owe me like 20 million for doing this for you, and I'm going to handwrite the newspaper article and the book and the assessment of you being brainless, formless, dumb, and I'm going to the assessment of you being in hell, the way to get out of hell, and the way to close your cult organization. The final judgment's finally been judged, and it's that the earth's not 6,000 years age. When you think about it, Revelation, that's all you need. Each and every verse is the earth 6,000 years of age. Who's going to come and explain that it's not? Oh, Ben David will do that. Thanks. Yeah. So who's Jesus? Jesus told you not to fuck with Moses. Who's Moses? Magic poof. Magic poof. Brainless, formless, encephaly dumb. Brainless, formless, encephaly dumb. Magic, poofing. Magic, poofing, you were born. Magic, poofing, you were born in hell. Magic, poofing, you were born to mommy and daddy, and mommy and daddy shouldn't have gotten his dick wet. Should not have. It was your sperm. It was a mistake. Mommy and daddy should not have had you. Mommy and daddy should not have had you. You should not have had children. Mommy and daddy should not have had you. I'll take that. I'm just, you know my story. Sperm donor daddy. Yeah, I was adopted. So mommy and daddy had me and they got rid of me. And I'll take that. I like that. I'm just insane, right? Your brainless, formless, dumb. It's kind of weird. But I'm the one with the really cool mark on my forehead, and Boris Yeltsin isn't. Love you guys. See you guys. Monday is when we are going to handwrite your retirement. Oh God, I got to take this. No, you're going to listen to me say my prayer. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Why?
Good question. Good question. How you feeling? Leah.
I totally did not get up at the time I wanted to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was Saturday. Oh, okay. Okay.
I woke up. I woke up a couple times. I woke up at 3 in the morning. Oh my goodness! And then it took me like an hour to get back to sleep. And then I woke up at 6. And I just couldn't gain the mustard to get up.
Yeah.
I just fell right back asleep.
Yep. David.
So, anyways.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah. It's a sunny, beautiful. It's a sunny, beautiful morning. It's a sunny, beautiful morning. Okay, let's say the prayer. Saturday morning. Huh. Did that. O Lord, grant us this day thy blessing. Whatever may be the work we have to do, may we do it with unto thee and serve thee heartily in our calling, please. Give us wisdom, O Lord, that we may have right judgment in all things, and give us thy grace that we may flee from sin and walk in the ways of thy commandments. We are proud and self-willed and impatient of reproof. Make us more humble and lowly, and help us to remember that all things work together for the good of him that love thee, them that love thee, and that our trials in this world are sent to prepare us for the glorious inheritance of thy people. Hear us, we beseech thee, for the sake of Mr. Arash Hadid. You slept well? I'm gonna go make some coffee, and then if you're just stumbling around, just wake it up.
Yeah, I need to make some coffee too. I have my headset on. Do you?
I have not gotten that far in the day until it stepped away. No, I don't. I will. Don't worry about it. I love that headset. It's forgot my. I love that coffee maker. That's my coffee maker, my single cup coffee maker that your mom gave me. I love that thing. Yeah, I bought some espresso because flavored coffee and for it's a super dark roast. Just a small bag of it for a single cup in the midday kind of. That's to stop my. I really only have 2 cups in the morning and one in the afternoon. Now that's what I'm down in a lot of tea, giving me a hard time all the time.
Mm. I see.
I see, I see, I see, I see, I see, I see, I see. Black. Well, should I let you get up and get going and stuff? I got a cup of coffee. I, what, and you're gonna do your
I
homework.
have my headset on. I can talk to you till I get coffee going, and then I'm gonna get off the phone with you so I can.
Oh, then you're done with. Okay, that sounds good.
Then I'm done with you. Mm,
It's. I don't know.
right now I need to figure out where my can grab. Oh,
Hot bones. Cool. Oh, I need to clean my. So I'm gonna mow the lawn today. The lawnmower works very well. I was mowing it last night, and that gas-powered lawnmower that Greg lets me use sometimes it needs to be tuned up. I think it's got a really low idle. I don't. I'm too dumb with shit like that to do anything, nor would I.
Well,
It's
most
not
lawnmowers, you need to give it a tune-up every year.
yeah, this is.
When did it have its last tune-up?
Oh no!
Oh, we thought it rained.
When did it have it last tune up? No, he he. We're farmers out here. When did he last do his little garage maintenance on it? I don't know. And I'm explaining I'm not smart enough to do that, and it's idling bad. It's really low. It doesn't get a good spinning idle, so I'll have to talk to him, and we'll have to do that. Yeah. So when but I have my electric that I want to get. I want to after I publish, I want to get one of those super good electrics that have batteries. That's actually what I want to do. I don't think they're that expensive. I think I saw a good, the new electrics. That's kind of what I want. I don't mind the cord, but I want to do battery to go. It's just easy. The my when I got that little one from a couple of years ago, I got it for $20 from my neighbor, and of course he immediately ran over my cord, and so my cord has like two or three immediate nicked it, and then I haven't ran over it since. So I have my electrical. I have my Gorilla Tape fixing my electrical. I do have Gorilla Tape fixing my electrical cord on that.
Can I ask you a question?
I'd love you
Personal
to.
question.
Yeah, I hope so.
Did you get your stimulus check yet?
No.
Okay. Do you actually file taxes, or are you one of those people you don't have to file?
I don't have to.
Okay. So I had read in an article for the people who do not have to file, there is a form you have to fill out in order to get the stimulus check.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So okay, yeah, I that I'm not gonna
I will look for that and send that to you.
That would yes.
Via email, because that would be important.
Yeah, no.
If that's all right.
I don't need I haven't heard much on even the quantities, and even if it's only $20 is better than that. Okay.
People who don't file have to fill out something in order to get it.
Okay, let's work on that this weekend. Yes. And okay. So on Monday I send that and I get that, please. Yes, I need that. That'll help. Thank you for keeping track of that. Thank you. Oh. I gotta go potty. Oh, baby. I take you with me all the time. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking you with. No, my shit don't stink. My shit does, and I'm like, oh, come on, we're not taking the deal. No, I have a really simple, small. Oh, God! No. This is the boundary. You don't want to describe to me your too. You don't want to know how good my fecal material is when it drops down into the toilet. It's usually firm. It's never soft. I know. Oh my God! File a civil suit against you. So how is Blue Clam? How's Uncle? Have you talked to him recently?
Which uncle?
All of them. How's Sam? And
He is working. He is working, and I've been worried about that.
he's in his what is he doing? He's looks.
He works for Department of Health.
But he's in his 70s, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in his 70s, late 60s, early 70s.
Yes.
I think he's younger than my Auntie Jan, but he's older than my mom. My mom is. Ooh, how old is my mom? My mom is 66.
I think she's 60. Well, so when did she retire? She was 64 when she left her position, I think. That was 2 years ago. So, yes.
Yeah.
I'll buy 66.
She was, yeah. So she's 66.
Okay. And when are you going to start getting her beautiful white hair, baby? When are you going to start to provide that for me? I'm trying to get Marcia to. She has that beautiful.
You married my mom. How rude.
No. When are you going to get that beautiful white hair? If I marry you,
never.
If I marry you, I get a little benefit with that.
Well.
You know, I get a little perk if I put up with you for my entire life. I get some of that white hair your mom has on my bed pillow that you shed. I get that. I want that. I'm trying to get my mom to. She has the beautiful Germanic, just starch white. Trying to get her to stop doing her. She's been ruining her hair for all my life, putting that stupid color treatment in it, and stuff. Typical. Gotta adorn. Take the adornment. The adornment. Okay. I find your mom's her African American black hair with this beautiful white skunk strips in it. I guess is the skunk is that not a good description? It looks like it's beautiful white skunk stripe. Is that a bad one, or am I being stupid?
It's alright if you say it to me. You just don't say it to my mom. She might look at you funny.
Your hair looks so skunky.
Is he calling me a skunk?
Your hair looks so skunky. It's kind of Punky Brewster or something. Yeah. I should go up there this after Corona and just spend a month with her to harass her and make sure your brother's doing okay. So I'm working with Awana. When you were in church, are you familiar with Awana?
I am familiar with them, and no, I have not participated with them.
Yeah. So no, you have not participated in them. When I was young, the Awana program was more 7 to 10 year olds, and then with the upgrade a little bit older as you mature into a mater, um, and then a farmer, a little sparky. That's out to accomplish and out to become whatever mommy and daddy were, I guess. Run fast around a circle, around a square, as compared to walking hand in hand. So I personally, that's why I was asking. I personally think that's why a lot of we're broken right there. We teach our kids to run and not think. And then they end up like me. Then they get messed up. Going too fast. Kind of like with my Saab. I like to go 140 miles per hour too often. A typical Sparky. I was a good one. Yeah. Had to learn everything the hard way. Typical Sparky, typical Baptist had to learn everything the hard way. We're not too smart. We are actually not smart at all.
I am right now trying to get my TSVs going. Waiting for my coffee to percolate. My back is killing me, so I really did not sleep well. Really didn't sleep well. Are you still there?
Yep. I'm just drinking my coffee.
Why did you put it?
No excuses.
I need to get in the habit of drinking water first.
I'm trying to drink more water also. Good idea. Especially as it gets warmer.
As it gets warmer, in the past he's gotten dehydrated.
Yeah. I always try to pee clear. That's my motto. Hey, we have an airplane flying over. I love my airplanes. We have a little airplane field over there. That was like a 182. That just it might have been a one. Sounded more like a 182, the more rumbly, but it might have been a smaller one.
Mm.
I'm working on my design for the hemp airplane that I'm going to um, uh, structure for really low speed lift and solar components to see if we can puddle hop long distances with solar powered energy. And I'm pretty sure we can. Actually, it's time to consider that along the Columbia River. Um, get those kids to make boats and then get the boats to stop going up that river, get them to move the transportation to the railroad. We'll invest in the solar. I want to see trains stop using. I personally want to see trains stop using the diesel. Trains can self-propel. We can actually have a true what would you call it? Perpetual motion by generation through the unharnessed latency in energy. Same with baby the lift. The modern jets, they're pushed forward fast and they cut through like a knife, and they do it well, and their lift is for that dynamic, and we got it. But it's not it's the wrong construction for the lift. We need some backward lift. So kind of the Volkswagen Bug uh, similarity to the Cadillac DeVille in some ways. And
Your
then,
analogy is so strange.
well, that's kind of what it is. The Volkswagen Bug is such uh, during the 60s and 70s when guys like me got them in their backyards and were tinkering with them a little bit more and hopping them up and oh, kind of weird over there. It's kind of cool. Um, uh, so with this design I'm going to start working on in my spare time after 2 months from now. After 2 months from now, the what we're looking at is instead of that more this, and you get all of the backward lift. The things actually go backwards and you're pulling them forward, and by going backwards it's pulling it up. So the by going backwards it's actually pulling it up, and that's how you get you can't do it with paper, but you can model it. It's pretty simple. You need that's how those little rubber band ones work. So the train conceptions of the perpetual motion doesn't exist. No, you're forward promoting, and you're generating as you're going, and you're storing, and you're collecting, and then you're powering. What did they do already? It's get the transportation off the water, get it onto these things that are self-generating, self-moving, and then we're actually taking care of something. And then we're building the infrastructure to look, hey, we can make this small. You can do it on your bike. We do it on our bikes even. I saw this in Palouse Treasures. They actually had one of those little, you could uh, this one was just for the forward spoke, so I don't, a little self-propelled unit for your bike that generates, and just What's the power assist? Similar with the EcoBoost on the modern, is that Chevy's, Fords have the EcoBoost. Um, Saab's had a really good the so during the aerospace industry took over on the hence Saab, with the what was it, the turbo. The turbo is a weird little thing that we're doing that forward thing too fast, and 140 miles a little too fast. and if you must know the truth, when you can go 0 to 60 in really quick, you probably should work on the backward lift a little bit better rather than the forward cutting through paper. Is so
Yeah.
so I wanted to see this design because I'm going to put our kids into this so they can get up in the air and circle around the house at 500 feet and drop water balloons and see how that on papers or something on the kid. I wonder if that would hurt if a 500 foot. Yeah, I wonder if that would hurt.
Absolutely not, Alan.
Why not?
If we ever have children, I'm not letting you propel them 500 feet in the air and letting them whiz around.
They would not whiz around. They would be going slow and deliberate. I want to get them to puddle jump to Mecca in a little solar powered biplane, baby. We can do that. The design I started in '99 was a single seater, but it's pretty easy to convert into a two-seater because you just take this luggage and lift capacity, and you move some numbers around and twist a couple things and change a couple brackets, and you don't tell them, and then you have two seats and no place for your luggage except for like 20 pounds. It kind of sucks. So but that's why we have our little duffel bags, and we only need like a tie to land. We really don't need that much. You need a shirt and a pair of boxers and a pair of clean socks, and in your propulsion system, you might have a little bit to wash your clothes in the sink. We do we do things like that in the real world. So I want to get them up. We're gonna have our kids building airplanes in school. That's what we need. They need to understand lift before we ever let them drive a car. I hear my lift up above me. They need to understand how to make hemp rafts. The hemp raft I'm designing to get the kids. If I can get the Pacific Northwest to work with me here and shut down the Pacific Northwest waterways between the United States and Alaska and Russia and Japan and China, and we stop buying from China because they're heavy polluters, and we actually make a sentient conscious decision. Oh, we're not going to buy from a polluting country. We're not going to buy from a polluting country, including our own country. So we're going to
yell. I'm having a nice positive conversation.
I'm setting some boundaries. I'm sorry.
I know the subject is very emotional, but you need to try.
Okay, I'll try. I'll try better. I'm sorry. So your roommate, you have the house to yourself today because she works or is on the day.
She works on the weekends.
What is her assessment of the local pandemic problem with the medical industry?
She's really annoyed at stupid people that leave the house. and people who don't honor social distancing because she works in a hospital where she's dealing with sick people that are dying. So she has a very low tolerance for stupidity.
Yep.
That's why I yell at you every time you go to the Well, the thing is you have to go, but at least wear a mask, wash your hands, stay social distancing. But like there was one time she went to work and then she decided to walk home because that hospital is like less than a mile from the house.
Yeah.
And she is walking by people's homes, and one family, they're having a barbecue, and they're having a whole bunch of people, and they're not social distancing at all.
Got you.
It's stupid.
Got you. Well, all I have to do for today is go take a shower and find my clean jeans and get a nice shirt on. Make sure I don't stink.
I get it that your liberties are being, people are feeling like their liberties are being violated, but I don't think, even if there's uncertainty around the severity of this virus, it's being too much to be asked, stay home.
Yeah, that's kind of how it should be. Or understand who you're with. Don't socially construct. I actually think we should keep this and kind of step forward, and maybe that's how we should pattern how we interact in our offices, and how I would really like to see that social distancing cue begin and stay. We don't need all of the rushing and pushing, and we don't need all of the hurry. We don't need any of that. That is all of we need our kids to slow down and really walk in presence. So they can see things like, oh, maybe I shouldn't go running up to that person and hug them. Baby made a stinky.
Everyone needs a hug, though. Oh my God. Maybe we don't need the kind of capitalist type activities we've been doing.
No.
Maybe that's what you need to say. Am I wrong?
We're $22 trillion in debt. Our capitalistic model is broken. There's no such thing as capitalism if there's debt, because capitalism is how to continue to perpetuate and monitor something that's broken, and that's not the construction of like Bernie Sanders, his socialistic ideas of, hey, let's give education free. That's a good one. However, he started too late.
Bernie has said a lot of stupid things, and you know something, he's out of the race. You know that, right?
No, I didn't. I haven't been. He's also too old to be in the race.
He sold out again. He sold out. I know, but the thing is either you're in or you're out. Right? People accuse Reagan of being too old. How old is Reagan when he ran? I think the man was in his 70s. How old is Bernie? I call bullshit.
Bernie is of that appropriate age. However, he needs to be groomed up into that and not just come in and say, I'm going to fix your education systems, because he needs to go to the ground zero.
He's been in the Senate long enough that he should have figured that shit out. I'm sorry. There's aspects of Bernie that are very dreamy, yeah. But he is not grounded as a potential presidential delegate. He's backed out in 2 elections. It's over. Forget it. I mean, once you do that, forget it. It's ridiculous. Stop putting hippies in false hope. We need somebody else.
Well, you're going to get somebody else. He has a false model of socialism. He does not actually understand the word, baby. He does not. A democratic socialism is a form of repugnant, uh, a form of non-existence, forward moving, not cleaning up from the yesterday. Democratic socialism with Bernie saying I need to give education and things like that is broken, baby. The how he needs to
Well,
go.
it's just I just forget it. He's just not an option in my mind.
Okay.
I'm done with Bernie, and I'm glad he went out because I just think it would have been a nightmare.
Yeah. Okay.
I just think it would have been a nightmare.
Okay.
But,
I was kind of curious because I voted for him, but I also voted for Trump because out of the what's her name was not a choice in my mind because that's what Torah told me, and so just
Trump and Hillary. For me, Trump was the lesser of two evils.
Okay, good. That's it, and
because I did not entirely trust Hillary.
Yeah.
I don't trust Trump either. But Hillary, I don't trust more.
The irony with
and it's sad because it would have been nice to see a woman president. Now, if we were ever to see a woman president, I hate this may potentially sound sexist, but she has to be a former vet. You know.
That's
has to be a former vet.
That's
at least
that
for
one
her to gain any kind of respect.
Yep. Let me. That one is a very simple one where we used to have our male men. You couldn't even if you didn't serve, you wouldn't have even been considered. And so you have an entire series of generations, and then Trump, a businessman, he never served, and women cannot sleep with. Not sexually, but in the barracks rooms with their troops, their kitchen help for the military is really all they are in reality. And then they're good people, but they're not. They're also you are you have ovules and you ovulate, and that's actually a problem on the field. We can't have that, and why women aren't usually only recently frontline women have been promoted. We need to the female in our military and women in our government having control over military decisions. No women should ever have a control over any military decision ever.
Well, I actually disagree with that because in indigenous culture, we are a matriarchal society.
Okay.
And the thing is first off, the Constitution. Okay, you want to know where that came from?
I'm listening.
That came from the Native American Iroquois people.
Okay.
A bunch of Protestants came to the Americas and immigrated here.
Yep.
And got friendly with all the Native Americans, and they were like, "How do we build our culture?" And George Washington and all the guys looked to the Native people, and they particularly liked how the Iroquois ran in their society, and they were not the heathens that people think they were today. They were civilized. They had a system.
Oh yeah.
And the Constitution was built on and literally copied from the Iroquois people. The only problem of the Constitution and the party systems where you have legislative delegates make decisions for the people is they left out the women.
left.
And the Iroquois nation and many other nations, they would have that kind of democratic process when they would make a decision. Are we going to go to war? Are we going to move because the buffalo have moved? And what are we going to do? In the end, the final decision, after it was conversated, was not the shaman. And it was not necessarily the chief.
So the chief and the shaman, it was the women. And how did that relate to them having children and responsibility for?
Well, because here's the thing. This is what it comes down to Native people.
Okay.
We chose for women to make the decision because they are the ones that are the child bearers. They're the ones that spent hours and hours and hours in labor, raising the children, teaching the children.
Yep.
The decision has to be serious enough that they're willing to send their child to war and risk that child not coming back. And in my mind, that is absolutely fucking appropriate.
Yeah. Okay.
Because if we're gonna go to Iraq, the women have to say, yes, send my child. This issue is serious enough that I am willing to lose my child. Not some old white man who has a bunch of stock market, who has a bunch of stocks, and will get a little bit more money in oil if we go to war. Probably never seen a child in his life, who knows nothing of poverty and struggle and what it means to put that kind of investment, 18, 20 years of investment into a human being to risk that human being being lost.
I actually...
Absolutely. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%.
We still need the patriarchy, but the problem from the beginning of our fathers is they left out the women. Because they themselves were British. They came from a monarch that was patriarchy, and they just kind of took out that piece.
Yeah. So during World War, I did too much water. During World War II, what's her name? In England, what was her name? She is about the only female leader that in world history that from England during World War II when she really helped out. But she also, we made some mistakes there. And in this discussion, everything we're kind of passing over to figure that out. She made this mistakes. Oops. And what was her name? What was her? Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher. She would be the only model of a woman that I would accept to provide me any type of, we need to think about this. This type of discussion, we need to think about it. She did not have. So we're taking it one step further to the reality of the children. Thatcher didn't have it, or we would not have continued in that war, and in World War II. But look at how Thatcher used us. It really wasn't her fault because of the Germanic influence into everything and what we were doing, and that was the World War II era was more of a hidden era of no one's making the correct decisions for the children by doing that. No one is making the correct decisions for the children by actually thinking, we should here. I like the Iroquois nation. They would not, if the women did not agree with the men wanting to go to war or having need to, it was, and it wasn't a selfish land grab. It was. Or selfish, get rid of them, and that type of stuff probably didn't happen nearly as much because than we think. Because I want to say during the World War II era, the Earth population dropped significantly. So what were mommies and daddies doing? They were training the children to become uh, domestic
Well, you had Spanish.
soldiers.
You had Spanish flu, honey.
And what?
Don't forget. Not only you had war, you also had Spanish flu, 2 world wars. You know, this is before penicillin.
Okay.
Of course, the world population is going to drop.
Yeah. Well, of course it's going to, because it did, especially when we had some conquest. But that gave an illusory appearance, because in a lot of our data, I'm looking at stuff that says, oh, we believe um, only 6 people died during a major event, because nobody kept records, so we can't trust it. We can't trust it because nobody kept record, because it was bad data to begin with.
Yeah, but if we know in the U.S. that, no offense, probably had better health care than some third world countries, lost 10% of the population, you can relatively assume that countries that were in more deprived situations, because remember, at that time too, we were actually the richest country. We were the richest country because of steel and coal.
Yeah, the steel and coal.
We were either number 1, number 2 next to Britain in the production of steel and coal. And during the war, that was the bread and butter.
Okay.
And we were the richest country. And so you have to understand, when 10% of the American population is getting wiped out, okay, but the third world countries, it's probably significantly worse.
But we're not measuring it. So take for example, World Vision occupying a country. They're actually like the same as we shouldn't be there. We should not be there. We're not helping if we're not helping ourselves. And we're 22 trillion here. And so why go help? Yeah, third world country. Well, no, we need to actually learn from the third world country. How did you impoverishingly make it up? So I think of the street urchins in India. The street urchins in India, extreme caste systems, and their caste systems are much different than anything we haven't. Well, maybe not.
That's a whole nother
discussion.
That's just embedded generational tribal racism in my mind.
Yep, and a lot of it though, that's how it came out. So the female circumcision is one similar. I want to we're 5% of the Islamic countries still participate in female circumcision. That's a mental illness. That's wrong. There's no validity in permitting that.
I don't know that the Arab Muslims are doing that, but African Muslims are.
Yeah. No, it's the Arab Muslims don't talk to the African Muslims. The Arab Christians don't talk to the African Christians, and no one in the United States actually keeps track of anything, because we're all hallucinating about being smart.
All right, I've got my cup of coffee. I'm done with you.
All right, I love you. I'm going to go take a shower, and then I've got stuff I'm going to fiddle around. All right. Love you.
Okay. So have a beautiful morning. Get some breakfast to stick to your ribs. It's almost 10.
Yep.
Sitting there drinking coffee. You're going to wait till 1 o'clock before you have oatmeal.
No, I'm good. Love you. I got to go potty again.
Yeah, I know. No number 2, huh?
No. Okay. I'm gonna have to do that. I love you. Okay.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. I'm gonna take a shower and go see my concubine. And as far as your church tomorrow, you're broken. And as far as your wife, baby made a stinky. It's not cute. As far as your wife, most likely with your congregants with 30-year-old, 27-year-olds who have braces and they're all deformed looking, which is most kids. You're in hell. You're not looking at your congregations because they're all mentally ill. You personally are mentally ill, and you personally are in hell. So now that we go the next 2 weeks or next 2 months while I'm handwriting your retirement for you, for James Usher, because you are too immorally incompetent to know that the Bible itself is only 5 pages that tells you that you're in hell. What is it? Where am I? 5,500 BC. You're wrong after that point in time. You pretty much fictionalized why to get up, address homosexuality, and in the form that you're homosexuals, uh, going to church.